While Ferdinand and Vespasian did some training, UR025 bartered for a rare substance, which turned out to be quite valuable, and netted the crew 5 credits. Meanwhile, Dak was enjoying his free time in town when he was provided a tip on where to find the leaders of the punks who had been giving Ferdinand's crew so much trouble. Ferdinand quickly assembled the crew for an attack on their rivals. The tip turned out to be accurate, and the crew found a group of 7 punks, armed with lasguns and auto pistols. They were joined by a hired killer, paid to kill anyone who interfered with the gang of punks. Ferdinand's crew took up positions in cover, with Ferdinand himself out of sight behind a rock formation in the middle of the group. To Ferdinand's right, UR advanced quickly, in an attempt to get around the flank of the group of punks. The punks moved towards the members of Ferdinand's crew that they could see, in the distance, through the fog. They were currently too far away to take any effective shots at their adversaries. Amallya took a shot at the one who seemed to be directing the other punks, but missed. Dak fired at another punk, causing a minor wound. The rest of Ferdinand's crew stayed in their positions, waiting for the punks to be close enough to get good shots at them. Dak kept up a steady rate of fire, dropping one of the punks with his shots. Amallya took another shot at the punk leader, but missed again. The hired killer leapt over the industrial pipes and fired at UR, but his shot was blocked by a rock formation. UR fired back, but only stunned the hired killer, as the shot deflected off his armor. The punks advanced, with their leader taking a shot at Vespasian, which failed to connect. Vespasian fired back, dropping the punk leader in his tracks. Elsewhere, left on his own, Dak inexplicably wandered off, having smelled something interesting that he felt compelled to investigate. The others would have to make do without much of their long-ranged covering fire. UR kept moving, repositioning to get an unobstructed line of fire at the hired killer. With the hired killer caught in the open, UR was able to gun him down. One of the punks moved to get a clear shot at UR with his lasgun. The robot was saved by its refractor field, but its sensors were temporarily overloaded. The remaining punks moved forward, and some opened fire on Vespasian. He felt his position was becoming far too perilous, and decided to leap onto the pipes and dive forward, hoping to land in a safer location. This took him much closer to the advancing enemies, but luckily he landed out of their line of fire, at least for the moment. Amallya fired at one of the attacking punks and took him down. Marius moved closer to take a shot at another one, but the intervening terrain and fog made the shot too difficult. However, Ferdinand moved out from his hiding spot behind the rock to fire at the punk at a shorter range, and was able to put him out of action. Seeing the tide quickly turning against them, 2 of the punks decided to flee, leaving just one remaining, clearly unaware of the fate of his nearby comrades. As Vespasian attempted to flee toward Ferdinand, the remaining punk shot him in the back with his auto pistol. Vespasian injected himself with a Medicae stim in order to remain conscious. With Vespasian in his way, Ferdinand was unable to get a clear shot back at the punk. Amallya, however, took aim with her sniper rifle and dropped the final remaining punk. It had been a close call for Vespasian, but Ferdinand's crew had won the day and held the field against the rival gang of punks. After their leaders had been taken out and their hired killer failed to save them, Ferdinand had a feeling the punks would make a point of avoiding his crew in the future. Ferdinand relieved the punks of their credits, and also looted a servo skull, which he intended to employ in close-range reconnaissance duties. Ferdinand then did some shopping for weapons, and happened upon a rather rare find. He couldn't pass up the opportunity, and bought himself a power sword. Ferdinand had, as yet, avoided any fighting at close quarters, but that could change at any time. Shortly thereafter, Ferdinand announced to the crew that he had some private business to attend to elsewhere, and he would be gone for about 2 weeks. He left Vespasian in charge in his absence, instructing him to do his best to pursue the rumors they had been hearing. The rumors involved the smuggling, between nearby planets, of some extremely valuable substance. Ferdinand thought these rumors might lead them to a greater source of wealth once the system was absorbed by the Imperium of Man. Vespasian set to work immediately to determine how best to pursue these rumors.